CBT News, celebrating 10 years of delivering the news and content automotive professionals count on. CBT News, 10 years strong. Subscribe today. Welcome to CBT News with Bridget Fitzpatrick.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CBT News. I'm Jim Fitzpatrick, sitting in for Bridget. Thank you so much for joining us today. On Inside Automotive, we're joined by Rusty West, President and CEO of MarketScan. But first, here are today's top stories. Starting off our coverage, Ford has joined the growing list of automakers who experienced a decline in sales in 2022. In its final report for last year, the American brand saw a steady drop in global deliveries, which served to bring their sales numbers down by 2.2% in the U.S. compared to 2021. Although many are still disappointed by the auto industry's poor performance, the market shrinkage was an expected outcome due to supply chain disruptions. Ford did have one pleasant surprise for its investors, however. After a hard push to promote its Mach-E electric, the company finally succeeded in becoming the second largest EV manufacturer after Tesla. Up next, while most automakers presented a positive attitude at last week's Las Vegas CES technology trade show, Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares warned attendees that the automaker may be forced to close more factories in 2023, echoing industry-wide concerns over the economy. Tavares noted that there was still a risk that high electric vehicle prices could cause demand to shrink, forcing them to cut production. Although the company did not name any new locations, its Illinois Jeep plant is expected to halt operations by the end of the month. Despite the CEO's sobering news, Stellantis was still able to raise excitement at the CES Technology Trade Show. Ram, its truck-focused subsidiary, revealed an impressive new electric pickup with features it believes will, quote, outperform all competitors, end quote. More and more automakers are hoping to generate excitement in EV-hesitant areas of the country by creating work-focused models capable of long-distance traveling and hauling heavy loads. The new vehicle, called the Revolution, will arrive in 2024, but will face an uphill battle against brands such as Ford and Tesla for EV truck dominance. Wrapping up our coverage, Amazon and Mercedes have officially joined eco-friendly transportation efforts after both announced projects last Thursday focusing on electric vehicle accessibility. The German automaker has dedicated a multi-billion-dollar fund to add 10,000 EV chargers by 2030. Meanwhile, Amazon has revealed plans to make Alexa available on certain models, giving drivers the ability to locate nearby charging stations with voice commands. The auto industry has spent well over $1 trillion on new EV tech, hoping to phase out gas-powered car production within a decade. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next is my interview with Rusty West, President and CEO of MarketScan. We'll be right back.
Delivering the news dealers count on for 10 years. Subscribe today and join thousands of other automotive professionals. CBT News, 10 years strong.
Retail automotive saw record profits throughout the past few years as inventory was low and demand remained high. But as inventory slowly returns, could we soon see some fallout? Today on Inside Automotive, I sit down with Rusty West, the president and CEO of MarketScan, who says the silver lining may be in leasing. Take a look. So talk to us about this. What say you about all that's going on with these crazy prices and inventory levels? And you think that this could be changing? And I agree with you. I think we are going to see a change, but love to get your perspective on this.
Yeah. So first off, thanks again for having me on the show. You know how much I enjoy visiting with you.
Sure.
Been nice to do it in person, but this time,
yeah,
such a craziness. But yeah, the industry's interesting, right? And we've got a bunch of turmoil going on. We're seeing repossession rates just skyrocketing, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, that has obviously a dramatic impact on what the used market looks like, which has a dramatic impact on what kind of equity position consumers are in their existing contracts, which is going to create some giant challenges in the not too distant future. So we're already starting to see some lending institutions refocusing on leasing. Mm-hmm. Toyota actually announced that they're kind of focusing on that. But we're seeing the data that a lot of lenders are getting more aggressive, and we see leasing as a mechanism to kind of help solve some of the big problems that are going to exist in the transactions that are coming.
Yeah, I mean, the average price of a car, new car, is now heading for $49,000, which is absolutely nuts. I've been in the business a long time. I know you have too. And to think that the average price of a new car would be almost $50,000 is absolutely crazy. So it almost seems like leasing is one of the last areas that we've got to hang on to make it affordable for these consumers to drive cars.
Yeah, I think that's exactly correct. And leasing is very cyclical. We've been in the leasing space forever, and we're super passionate about it.
I know.
It's just, and mathematically, it's fun. It's an interesting puzzle to solve, and it's a lot more complex than a new car finance. But we see a 7 to 10 year cycle that we've seen repeat itself, right? Where leasing gets high, it gets up 30, 35, close to 40% of the transactions, and then something happens, right? The first big one that we saw that just wiped leasing out for a while was September 11th. Right?
Yeah.
0% financing came out. Everybody got nervous.
That's right.
And leasing just died, and then it kind of came back, and it's it's done a couple times since then. But we think it potentially is a saving grace, but it's not without risks. There's from a lending institution standpoint, you've got the residual risk, and who knows what that looks like, right? But there's ways to mitigate that risk as well.
Be sure to watch that interview in its entirety right here at cbtnews.com. Well, that's a wrap for our show today, but we invite you to join us right back here tomorrow morning for all of the news and trends impacting the retail automotive industry. Follow us on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Jim Fitzpatrick, sitting in for Bridget. Thank you so much for watching. Go out and make it a great day.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content. Join the #1 most watched newscast in the automotive industry. CBT News, 10 years strong. Subscribe today.